Good morning, Year 4, and welcome to Tuesday's reading lesson. I hope you enjoyed chapters 12 and 13 yesterday of our book Varjetpur, and today we'll be looking at those chapters but basing our learning on retrieving information. Okay, so our learning objective is to retrieve, and to be successful in that, you'll make sure you can scan the text looking for the required information. It might be names, dates, times. Underline and identify the key information, and then interpret the question. What is it asking me? Okay, so really the order you will do that is backwards. You will read the question, interpret it, make sure you can identify the key information, and then find the answer by scanning or going to the required place. And I'll explain more about that in a minute because some of the questions tell you where to go. Okay, for your starter, how many reading skills can you name? Can you give an example of at least one of them? Okay, so pause the video and have a think. Okay, so hopefully you remember our acronym VIPERS. That's some of the main reading skills, so vocabulary, inference, prediction, explaining, retrieval that we're doing today, and summarize. And you may have included some other ones, but they are the main ones that we talk about. So for retrieval, here we are, somebody looking for the clues and looking for the answers. But instead of, I say clues, but that's more inference. The answers are staring you in the face in retrieval. You just have to take them from the text, okay? So to retrieve, you must make sure that your answers are taken directly from the text. So instead of giving your opinion, explaining what you think might be behind it, you will actually see the answers. They are there. So we can think of that perhaps as a magnifying glass, really looking at what is there, okay? So let's have a look. We've talked about explain, interpret. Choice is author's word choice, which we have talked about. That would come in our vocabulary. And here's the one we are focusing on. Remember that word? Retrieve. Okay, so for this one, because it's a picture, this is taken from a book called Gorilla by Anthony Brown. How many items are on the kitchen table? Okay, so we are retrieving that information. So we are just counting. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so what can we actually see? The girl may have something in front of her, but we're not interpreting, so we are just retrieving. What can we actually see? There are definitely 6 items. That would be our answer for the picture. Okay. Obviously, we'll be looking at a text rather than lots of pictures, and there might be many questions you may be asked to answer in retrieval. They could be who, what, where, or when questions. It could be list 2 or 3 things. It could be fill in a table, circle the correct option. Might be a true or false question. We've had those in other areas as well. Might say according to the text, or it might say look at the paragraph beginning, and you may have to tick the correct answers. There's lots of types of questions that this retrieval skill may use. So here is some of chapter 13. Now, possible retrieval questions for this chapter, for this page, would be, what was the kitchen full of? Or if it was phrased as a choice question, it might say the kitchen was full of, and tick the correct one. Okay, so you're looking for the key information. Well, we need to know, we'll need to look for something that tells us about the kitchen. So I'm going to highlight the kitchen, okay, because the other words are all what we call generic. They could be in anything. Ooh, let's get my highlighter pen. I'll find that in here. There it is. So let's look for the kitchen. So we're going to, it doesn't tell us which paragraph, so we're going to scroll from the top and we're going to look. I'm scanning, under that success criteria, I'm scanning quickly for a K for kitchen. No, it's still not found it. I'm hoping it's here. Ah, here we go, the kitchen. Right, there we go. So what was the kitchen full of? Ah, this is easy. The kitchen was full of china bowls. Okay, but if it was more complicated, then there might be a choose the correct answer. Okay, so here, is it plastic bowls, china bowls, or china plates? Really important, it says tick one. So don't tick more than one or you won't get the answer right. So we know it's china bowls, so I'm going to give that a tick. That is a big tick. Let's make that a bit smaller. There we go. Oh, it keeps moving, but you get the idea. There we go. So that's a little model of how we are answering these retrieval questions. So now I'd like you to go to Teams and complete 12 retrieval questions. They're all a mix. Some of them you just have to find the answer. Some of them you have choices for. Okay, if you finish that and you've really enjoyed it and you want more work, then you can do a challenge, which is to make up your own questions for chapter 13. Okay, so you will find the work on Teams and I will post the answers up later on for you to check. And obviously I'll respond to those of you who hand the work in. Please make sure you're handing your work in because we really love to see what you are doing. Okay, take care, bye-bye.